Welcome back, my dear students. Myself, Sir Sunil, your chemistry teacher. In class 6th, we have completed already 2 units, and today I am planning to start our 3rd unit, Elements, Compounds and Mixtures. Okay, students, you please take out your book and ready to watch this session carefully. Okay, students, here is our new chapter, Elements, Compounds and Mixtures. Until now, maybe you have learned that ice, liquid, water and water vapor look different, but contain the same substance, that is called water. Okay, we have already discussed that about the ice. Ice can be changed as water by heating it. Again, if we heat that particular amount of water, it will change as water vapor. Clear? Ice can be in solid form and liquid form and gaseous form, but its chemical formula always same, that is H2O. The chemical formula of ice, water and water vapor, these three are in same chemical formula H2O. Okay, students? And on the other hand, a pen, a pencil and an eraser differ from each other because they contain different substances. Okay, we have pen and we have pencil and we have eraser and many things we have. These all things are differ each other. Why? Because they contain different substances. In fact, matter has two important characteristics: the state of matter and the kind of matter or the substance it contains. Matter has two important characteristics: the state of matter and the kind of matter. There are two characteristics for the matter. Those are the state of matter and kind of matter or the substance it contains. Matter can exist in 3 states. Matter can exist in 3 states: solid, liquid and gaseous. Solid, liquid and gaseous. Okay, students? Ice is a solid. In case of ice is a solid and water a liquid and water vapor a gas. Okay, ice in case of H2O or water, ice in the form of solid and water in the form of liquid and water vapor in the form of gas. Okay, the substance does not change when a cube of ice melts into water and also when water vaporizes. You will learn about this in a later chapter. Okay, no problem, we will discuss. In this chapter, we will learn how things are composed of different kinds of matter or different substances. Things are finally made up of certain simple substances called elements. Things are finally made up of a certain simple substances called elements. And two or more elements or two more elements of different kinds combine among themselves to form what are known as compound. Two or more elements combines and forms compounds. It is the elements and compounds that account for all kinds of matter. It is the elements and compounds that account for all kinds of matter. But everything that we come across is not necessarily a pure element or a pure compound. Everything we have seen or the things which around us is not necessarily a pure element or a pure compound. It may be a mixture of elements, a mixture of compounds, or even one of elements and compounds that do not react upon being mixed. The elements, the things which come across us can be a mixture of elements, or a mixture of compounds, or even one of the elements and compounds, clear, that do not react upon being mixed. Okay, the things that we come across can be like this. For example, the air we breathe contains many elements like oxygen, nitrogen, and also compounds like carbon dioxide and water vapor. Air is a mixture of the elements and compounds. Like elements, you can see that oxygen is an element, it is there in air, and nitrogen is also an element, it also contains in air, and carbon dioxide contains in air, and water vapor contains in air. These both are compounds. Carbon dioxide is CO2 and water H2O. Okay, students. Now we are going to discuss elements. Okay, the substances can be divided into elements, compounds, and mixtures. Clear? The substances can be divided into elements, compounds, and mixtures. From these three, we are going to discuss now about elements. What is it? Elements. This word also new for you because you are 6th class students. Clear? 6th class just like a nursery class. Okay, for chemistry. For chemistry, 6th class is a nursery and 7th is a LKG and 8th is a UKG class. Clear? Then only you will move to the 9th class, that is first class. Clear? First class. You are going to learn chemistry elaborately in 9th class only. Just 6, 7, 8. In these classes we are getting basics. Here 6th class you are actually in a nursery. Okay, students. So here we will learn the symbols, formula and all. Clear? Like ABCD, here we are learning H for hydrogen, O for oxygen, C for carbon, like that symbols and elements name we will learn. Okay. So here we are going to discuss about elements. An element, what is the definition of an element? An element is a substance that cannot be split into simpler substances by a chemical means. An element, it cannot be split. We cannot divide the element in 2 or 3 like that. We cannot divide it 2 or 3 pieces by the physical method or by the chemical methods. Okay, so we can give a definition for the elements, that is, an element is a pure substance that cannot be split into simpler substances by a chemical means. By the term chemical means, we mean methods that bring about a chemical change. Chemical means the method which can be brought chemical change in a substance or in an element. For example, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, magnesium, iron, aluminium, copper, silver and gold. These elements cannot be split into simpler substances by chemical means. These things cannot be split into simpler substances. That's why these are called elements. Like these, there are around 115 elements are known today. There are 115 elements are known today, like this: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, magnesium, etc. and so on. Like that, how many elements are today invented? There are 115 elements present today in the periodic table. And elements are further classified broadly into metals and non-metals. These elements can be classified into again two categories, metals and non-metals. Okay, substances we have divided into three: elements, compounds and mixtures. Okay, in this category we are discussing now about the elements. Here we can divide elements as two, metals and non-metals. Okay, now here we are going to start the discussion about the metals. Okay students, you please listen to the class. Most of the elements known are metals. Most of the elements known are metals. They have the following general properties. Metals have the following general properties. Okay students, metals have a luster called metallic luster. Metals have a luster or metallic luster. Metals have the shining property. Whole metals are shining. That's called luster. And also they are generally hard solids. Metals are generally hard solids but can be turned into sheets and drawn into wires. Metals are hard solids but it can be beaten into sheets. It can be changed as sheets and drawn into wires. It can be beaten and made as sheets, and also these metals can drawn into wires. You know that. Copper wires, for the electrical wiring we are using the copper wires, aluminum wires and all. Inside the plastic there is a aluminum and copper wire inserted. Clear? For the electric wiring we are using wires now students. In that copper or aluminum wires are inserted. Okay. And mercury is the only metal that is a liquid in normal conditions. Mercury is the only metal that is in a liquid, and also we can say that mercury is a liquid metal. Mercury is a liquid metal, and also when struck they produce a sound. When struck, metals produce a sound. Clear? That property is called a metallic sound or metallic clink. That sound is called a metallic sound or metallic clink. Metallic sound or a metallic clink. And another property is heat as well as electric current can pass through the metals. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Okay students. Now magnesium, aluminium, iron, tin, copper, silver and gold are common examples of metals. Clear? These are the common examples of metals: magnesium, aluminium, iron, tin, copper. These are the common elements of metals. Okay students, now we are going to discuss about non-metals. Clear? Non-metals. Clear? This point will be discussed tomorrow's session. I hope that you understood today's topic. It's a new chapter. Please read 2 or 3 times at home. Clear? And I'm going to wind up today. Thank you students and have a nice day.